Another great scene or another great small episode from the Terminator or the first Terminator is first meeting of uh, Kyle Reese, Terminator, and Sarah Connor at this Pico bar, and of course the word meeting should be in commas because this is the great example of how we build tension. Because we can all say that the first Terminator was more of a thriller horror than even an action movie or a sci-fi action movie. And this scene is the first example of how well this film was directed, because Sarah Connor thought that she is being followed, but she was being followed by Kyle Reese, who was the defender, but she didn't know that. She thought that she is looking her or want to kidnap her, kill her, and so on. And of course, we see that this was not the case, and we were also not sure. We suspect that Kyle Reese is. No, at this point, we knew that Kyle Reese is good, and the Terminator is. Kyle Reese is probably good, and the Terminator is evil. But this role played by Arnold Schwarzenegger is is one of his best roles, I think, because he really very good written this enigmatic but also semi-intelligent and knowledgeable machine. Because this unit, as Kyle Reese later said, it's an infiltration unit. So these kinds of robots, of Terminators, uh, they had to know something about human culture, about human behaviors, and so on. And of course, we see that in this Pico bar, this is in the 80s, so we have this punk era of very colorful hairstyles, of punk rock music, and the Terminator is still uh, very maybe not spooked, but admiring, or is confused about human behaviors, human culture, because maybe probably this is the first time he is in the bar when people are dancing to the loud music and so on. But this scene is, of course, beautiful in the tension that Sarah Connor is there. She is calling to the police, and the police knew that there is some kind of assassin who is killing women from the phone book when they appear on the in the order in the phone book, and he's killing them in the same order. Uh, and here we see that Terminator is looking for her, because he knows that she's somewhere here in this bar. And we see Kyle Reese, who was not sure what who will be the Terminator. So he needed to be sure that the Terminator is the Terminator. So this is the great scene when finally Arnold Schwarzenegger as Terminator is seeing Sarah Connor, is putting out his laser gun, and is trying to kill her, and then Kyle Reese uses his shotgun, shoots couple of full burst shots into Terminator, and all mayhem broke loose. So the scene when we, for example, see the Terminator is coming through people dancing, and we see that he's slowly moving or even creeping towards Sarah Connor, and the scene is in like slow motion, when we see people doing all these dance moves but in slow motion. Very beautiful short scene, very well directed. It's really an apex of thriller action movies of this type. Uh, and the scene when, for example, Terminator is using his Uzi after the initial shootings by Kyle Reese, he's using his use Uzi to 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 kill as many people as he can and to catch and kill Sarah Connor, and he moves almost like a marble statue when he's shooting from this Uzi, moving in a very cool, very specific, very like golem or some kind of marble statue, very beautifully written, very beautifully shown, with a lot of charisma, with a lot of tension, with a lot of pressure. What will happen next? For example, we see that he's able to kill a woman whose dead body is collapsing at Sarah Connor. She cannot move. She cannot. She's trying to move this body out of her, and escape. Really, very suspense scene. Very beautiful, artistically beautiful. And of course the Kyle Reese when he's putting all these shots at our Terminator, and even Terminator needed a couple or even several seconds to be functional again. And we see that this Kyle Reese is very, in a way, aggressive toward his task. He knows that he needs to be aggressive. He needs to be vulgar to defeat such a potent enemy. So we see that he has like almost like a savage, wild look. That the Sarah Connor is fearing for being killed by this Terminator gigantic guy, but also is fearing Kyle Reese, who looks like her. He's screaming, "If you want to live, come with me." So she's not sure who is good and who is evil, who to trust, and so on. So this scene from this bar was really excellent, because it was first scene of action of magnitude, but of showing us that the struggle between Kyle Reese and Terminator is struggle not only here but in the future. That people in the future are very tired. They are tired to the point of some kind of panic, anxiety, craziness. And we see this from Kyle Reese, that in the 80s, because now he's in the 80s, he moved through this portal after the Terminator, that the 80s were still, from his point of view, still very boring and very easy peasy times. But we see in these flashbacks that the times when he's fighting with the Terminators and with the Skynet, this great computer mind being, is almost like fighting without any hope. And we see this from his almost like crazy savage, very aggressive, very outspoken behavior here in our times. So this scene at Pico Bar is first very great scene, showing us how good was the first Terminator. I would say that from my perspective, uh, the Terminator 1 and 2 are almost on the same, they are on the same level. But the first Terminator is firstly a horror movie, a terrifying movie, a movie with suspense. I remember when I watched it, I was like 5 years old, or even something like 5 years old, so I didn't remember much. But for me, it was specifically a very thrilling experience, a very horror-like experience, because Second Terminator is great movie, but it is an action movie. And this Terminator is focusing firstly on suspense, of on terrifying a person, of building a climate to terrify us, and after that it's action. And second Terminator is mainly very good, very well directed action. Let me know in the comments what do you think about this Pico bar scene. How did you feel about it? How did you is this scene was also seen by you in this specific narration, in this specific climate for me? Because as you see, I'm not only reviewing Terminator 1, but I'm focusing on some very specific scenes which for me were very crucial and worth telling just alone about these scenes.